mindset wherein you are giving your 100% attention and hoping that this session will be fruitful for you. And I want all of you to type growth in the comments, and that would kind of bring in that growth mindset, um, reinforce that growth mindset into your back of your mind. So we'll get started with today's topic, which is three secrets to land your dream job. So, I am a very firm believer of uh, energy, frequency, and vibrations. Why do I say that? I'm sure some of you might have looked at this chart, or if you're looking at it for the first time as well, every this chart actually has been, it's been scientifically proven that every emotion has a vibration attached to it. So most of the times when we are in this zone wherein we are feeling shame, guilt, grief, we are vibrating at a very, very low frequency. Then anger, pride also has, somewhere in the middle. As we go up on the chart and we go towards courage, we go towards willingness, we go towards acceptance, we get more into the higher frequency zones. And then we have the highest frequency zones, which is enlightenment, peace, joy. Now, it's not just career, it can be health, whatever. If your frequency is higher, you you attract those sort of things to your life. Now, there are ways to raise your frequency, vibrations. I am a meditator for almost 14 years, and I can tell you meditation works amazing for me. Yoga works, different things work for different people. But, there are various ways in which we can raise our vibrations. So, uh, a lot of times why we are vibrating at a lower frequency is because we have a lot of limiting beliefs about our own self. And I also had the same, I was vibrating at a very, very low frequency. I just wanted to show you all this picture of my engineering days. So if you see this picture, it is of my final semester of engineering, and I was studying chemical engineering in Thalomal Shahani Engineering College in Mumbai. And if you see in this picture, most of my classmates look very happy and full of energy. But if you look at me in this corner on the right, in the fourth row, I look a little lost. I was lost in my final semester because to be honest, I had not got good grades throughout my engineering. I had just, managed to be somewhere close to 60, but that too, throughout the, not throughout. And most of the companies which were coming to our campus wanted a very good percentage, that is, 60% throughout in also semesters and everything. And, not just one or two, but I think 30, 40 companies had come to campus till now, and some of them had outright rejected me at that stage itself because I was not eligible to sit. And it was really, it hurted a lot, and I was vibrating at a low frequency of guilt. And I was feeling, I have come all the way from Kashmir to this place called Mumbai, and in this city of dreams all I'm doing is failing. And at that time, somehow God introduced me to a very good friend who was my neighbor, and she realized that this girl is somewhere lost, and she became that guiding force in my life, wherein she used to put me in situations wherein we used to go together for reading of very good books. We used to meditate together. We used to do a lot of things which be in that company of a lot of positive people, which helped me in that positive frame of mind. And now in the next day in my college, there was one company which was offering almost the highest package that was being offered in that year. And as usual, I was not eligible to sit for that company as well. And somehow, because I was in a very good frame of mind, my mindset was very much, let me give it a try and let me give it a best shot. I went and I told my TPO that I'm just falling short by few percentage points. Please allow me to sit for this company. And he talked to the HR, and they said, anyways, there were around 600 students who were sitting for the placement of that company, because everyone, even who had got placed, was sitting again for that company. And I also sat, and in the aptitude test I gave it a shot, and out of 660 people got shortlisted in the aptitude test, and I was one of them. That itself was a shock for me, because most of the other people were like toppers of their branches. Now, out of these 60 people, they interviewed all these people, and there were computer engineers, electronics, and all those engineers. They just chose 6 people in the end. And somehow my name was there in the 6 people. And it was a big, big reinforcement to me that, if you change your frame of mind and, you go with that attitude that come what may, I'm going to give my best. I will not compare myself that I'm niche se topper, and the toppers of all the branches are coming. So that is when I got placed in Deloitte, and it was one changing, life defining moment for me. And I would insist all of you to kind of look at the beliefs here, and all of us have some sort of limiting beliefs which we kind of ourselves keep holding in our mind, and those sort of beliefs then become our reality, because we keep telling our mind, I always fail, I always don't get this. And then, whatever you keep telling your mind, whatever you keep telling the universe will keep giving you that. So before our next live or next session, or generally, I would kind of want you to uh, just identify your those beliefs which you think are holding you back, and just replace them. Keep consciously telling your mind that, this a belief I have to change. So this is one very important belief that I wanted to, very important secret that I wanted to talk to you all. um, I would go to the next secret for today, and that is the secret of creating a personal brand. um, I'm sure all of you know how important it is to create a personal brand in today's world. And whether you are just starting your career, you are in the mid of your career, or you're in the top of your career, everyone needs to create a personal brand in today's world. Because these days, resume is one part of your selection process, but people want to know you as a person, for which they will just Google you. I do a separate session on personal branding, but and LinkedIn. Um, but I just have few stats of telling you why LinkedIn is important. I know a lot of you might be on LinkedIn, and you might know about this, but I definitely want you to kind of be aware of the importance of LinkedIn. So if you look at these stats in terms of what how LinkedIn profile boosts your job chances, you will kind of get an idea. At even at entry level, if a person has a very good LinkedIn profile, the chances of him getting selected are much, much higher. Okay, I think I'll just take a little bit of a pause here to kind of see uh, what are the comments here. So, uh, how many of you know about LinkedIn SSI? Just type in no if you know about LinkedIn SSI. Otherwise, type DK, don't know. You can, yeah, you can type in the comments, or if you know about SSI, or if you don't know about SSI. Oh, okay, don't know. Okay, okay. I'll just share a link here, and you can go if you're logged into LinkedIn right now. Uh, you can, check your SSI and just let me know in the comments your current SSI on LinkedIn. As soon as I get one or two replies, I would kind of get an idea that you are able to assess this link. And it's basically a score which kind of rates you based on how strong your current LinkedIn profile is, how strong you are interacting with other people's content, and all these areas. So, if you're already logged into LinkedIn, you just have to click on this link. Otherwise, you'll have to log in. Are you able to access this link? Just try, able to access or accessing. Okay, maybe in some time I'll just recheck on that. In the meantime, I'll again, start sharing my screen and take you through further in this journey. Just type visible if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible? Just let me know, because once I'm on full screen mode, I'm not able to see your comments. Guys, please let me know if my screen is visible or not. I hope it's visible. Can someone type visible if it is visible? All right, so I think I'll go further into the LinkedIn mindset. So I think I need a further, very much detailed session on what is the power of personal branding on LinkedIn. But just to give you a brief that, LinkedIn, you have to operate more from the space of giving, rather than, just thinking that today I wrote one piece of content and, tomorrow I should have a line. But yeah, it's the game, which if you do it well, you would be, um, benefiting from it immensely. This is one quote of Steve Jobs that I completely love, so I thought of sharing with you all. So that brings me to secret number three, which is, the power of consistency. So, whatever said and done, if you are, you know, if you're not consistent in your efforts, then nothing is going to work. And the biggest hack for success is consistency. You first of all need to assess where you are currently and where you would, want to go. But at the same time, if you're not able to, give me a second. Sorry about that. I think I missed seeing your chat, but nonetheless, I will go ahead with my topic further, and I will move ahead. Sorry about that. I first time using this platform, so probably missed seeing the options. All right, so I think we were on the secret of assessing and making consistent effort. So that is what I have also seen, even in LinkedIn or generally, to work on the mindset, to work on the beliefs. If we are kind of making small, consistent effort regularly, then we are definitely going to, make slow but steady progress and go further, whether it is writing content on LinkedIn, whether it is working on identifying our limiting beliefs, assessment of the current situation, and making consistent progress is what kind of is amazing. So I would kind of leave you here with the goal of with this quote from Warren Buffett, which is, the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you will earn. So this quote is absolutely, valid, and absolutely so much relevant in today's scenario and forever. The more you are able to learn, and this platform, which is Creator, is an amazing platform for learning. So I'm just hoping that you continue to learn here, and continue to move further in your journey. So I would want you to take you through about what is the program that I generally take uh, for professionals. So that is known as the ACE Career Framework. I would take you through that. But before that, if you found the content till now valuable, just let me know in the chat box if you found this content which was shared till now valuable. I still have a lot to share, but I just want to get a feel if you found this content till now to be of good value to you. Okay, there are some questions also. Okay, Ananya is saying valuable content and interesting too. Okay, some practices to adopt a growth mindset. Good. Okay, I think, see, I think that growth mindset, uh, what Ananya you are asking, it has to be a conscious effort of realizing, first of all, where your thoughts are. You always saying that, this has happened. So it needs a lot of self observation of thoughts, observation, understanding of your own self. So for me, I think different things work for different people. For me, uh, when I'm in meditation, I realize where I am currently, what kind of thoughts I'm getting about my own self. Are those thoughts productive? Uh, or are those thoughts kind of taking me, holding me back? So it needs a lot of um, conscious observation of your own self. And for me, I think growth mindset, the company plays a very important role, the kind of company that you are keeping yourself in. uh, uh, Always surround yourself with three types of people, you know uh, maybe 30, 35, 40% of your network should be people who are much better than you, because you realize that how do they think. You learn a lot from the observation around you. And similarly, if you kind of uh, are keeping your network just from people who are much, much better than you, that will not be the right balance. You also need to develop your own leadership skills or your own mentoring skills. Even if you are, say, a grade 12 student, you can still, develop yourself further by teaching someone who is a grade 10 student. I'm not talking in terms of academics. I'm talking if you are even two steps ahead of someone and you kind of want to bring that person up, you develop yourself in the process. So 35% of your network can be people who are much, much below you, because those are the people, who will look ahead for you. They kind of want to learn from you, and you develop yourself further by kind of mentoring them, by teaching them. And 30 to 35% of your network should be people who are just as good as you, because then you have developed that peer bonding and peer camaraderie. So that is something which I feel works for me. So that is on your question, Ananya, of practices to adopt a growth mindset. So कंपनी द वो बोलते हैं ना, संगत का असर बहुत ज्यादा होता है. द काइंड ऑफ कंपनी दैट यू कीप is extremely important. And definitely the practices like meditation, reading extremely good books. It's said, reading, readers are great leaders. So definitely reading a lot of very good books can kind of help us a lot as well. Hope that answered your question, Ananya. Some practices to adopt a growth mindset. Did that help? Just type in a yes if that helped, or do you want further, do you want further clarification on that? Okay. All right. Meda has asked, how do you recognize self-sabotaging thoughts? Yeah. I think this got covered a bit in Ananya's answer as well. We talked about, sitting, journaling, meditating on what you did for the day and what was some of the areas which you could have done better. So, those sort of having a good self analysis instead of talking about the faults of others. If we observe, how many times in a day did I lose my temper today? What could I have done better? How many times in the day did I feel low? Why did I feel low? Going a little deep in your emotions. So that is, I think, a lot of you might have heard this term, but emotional intelligence is equally important. In fact, more important than your IQ. EQ is even more important than your IQ. So that is where, we get more sensitive about our own thoughts, beliefs. So that is where I feel it really helps. Any resources on making LinkedIn better? So I will be kind of taking a separate session on LinkedIn, but so we can uh, take that further. Before I go further, I just wanted to know if there are any further questions anyone has, and I will just briefly take you through what. So, any of you who would want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can find me by the same name, Surya Saraf, and I'm more than happy to connect on LinkedIn to a lot of you here. Um, so, uh, do we have any further questions, or do we? Can I take you through what I have regarding the program that I take? Let me come back to the chat in a while, and let me take you through about what this program is about. So, like I said in the beginning of the session as well, and I would kind of want to reiterate, a lot of times this mind plays a lot of games with us, and uh, most of us operate in this zone, which is our comfort zone, wherein we, you feel जैसा चल रहा है वैसे ही चलने दो, जॉब जैसा चल रहा है वैसे ही चलने दो, कुछ नया क्यों करना है, why do you want to try something new? And we will operate in our comfort zone because there is a fear zone engulfing us as well. We will always find excuses, we will lack confidence, and we don't want to try new ideas, and that is where we kind of are engulfed in this fear zone. But outside this fear zone, if we kind of move towards this learning zone wherein we kind of acquire new skills, we become more receptive to other ideas, and we keep learning further, we move towards this growth zone wherein we are able to define new goals and get towards our milestones. So this is just something that all of us are always, we need to identify which zone are we operating from. Oh, I am not ready to try new things, yeah, because I'm in the fear zone, I'm getting intimidated. This kind of awareness is important. And a lot of time we say नहीं, बाद में करेंगे, अभी क्या जल्दी है, maybe after a few years, maybe. So there is this very famous quote which says procrastination means poverty. The more you procrastinate, the more we are moving ourselves towards poverty, because there is, I completely like this image, and all of us can completely relate to this. All of us have, these mountains of distractions in which we get lost. There is a lot of this river of excuses which keeps running, which keeps us in our comfort zone, and in the meantime we have a lot of other things which keep us lost in our own world, and we never are able to kind of get to what we set ourselves in, because there are various things which come in middle of all that. So just a research which shows what are the kind of things which keep people stuck and they are not able to accelerate. And some of the things are listed here in terms of lack of mentorship, lack of knowledge, lack of planning, lack of commitment, and on top of it, lack of action, which is procrastination. And a lot of us would not mind spending 10 to 20K on outside food, clothes, and other expenses, but we don't want to spend on career acceleration programs because we feel that's wasteful expense. Now, there are two options. One would be to kind of try things on your own by trial and error, and there is another option in which you can take a step by step approach by learning steps in which you can step by step move in the direction of career acceleration. Now, I would want to know from you all, which option out of these two do you think is better? Is it option A or option B? If you could type in the chat, which option works for you? Option A of trying to figure things on your own, or option B in which you have someone holding you, giving you direction based on their experience and then helping you move forward. If you could type in the comments box, that would be great. A or B? Am I still not able to move to the comments? Can someone type A or B? Anyways, I'll just, I think, yeah, I can. So, the program that I wanted to talk you all about is the 8-week ACE Career Breakthrough Blueprint, wherein it's completely a step-by-step process for of career acceleration. So, we first start with assessing. Like I said, a lot of us don't even know what is stopping us. So, from moving ahead, where are we stuck, what sort of beliefs are not working for us. So we move from this zone wherein there's a lack of clarity and confidence on a dream job search method, and you're understanding your own self. And then we do a skill gap assessment, a personal brand assessment. So this stage is just about assessing your current state. Like I said, before we move ahead, we need to know where we are standing currently, and then we move towards this competency development phase wherein we work on creating that winning mindset for career development. We work on goal planning, we work on personal brand building, and then we execute it by building powerful networks and tapping into the hidden job market. And the last part of it is salary negotiations. So this complete framework will help a person to kind of develop that clarity and confidence to land a dream job. So the in all these 8 weeks, we would cover one of the important topics at a time, and it's very logically structured. We start from developing a career driven mindset to accelerate the career growth, wherein we do the assessment of your current state, and we um, you know based on the mutual discussion, we realize what is working and what is not working for you. And then we work towards a roadmap wherein we work towards identifying the gap. Week 3, we would work towards creating a winning resume, and it would be not the kind of resume which we get made from Naukri at 3,500 and it's a copy paste of somebody else. You are the best person to create your resume, but what you need is what is the approach that you need to adopt. Maybe some templates, maybe you know, some samples wherein, and also some guidelines, somebody to review it. So that's what we do in week 3. And week 4, we will work very closely in terms of uh, content creation ideas and profile optimization for LinkedIn. Week 5 will be for identifying your current communication style and adapting it effectively for job and promotion interviews. We will know some strategies to tap into the hidden job market in week 6. Week 7 would be for piecing the job interviews with creating a amazing personalized story bank. And last week would be the salary negotiation games. There will be a lot of weekly mastermind sessions, um, and we will also have some content calendar plan, and we'll also have 2 one-on-one strategy calls. And this kind of program generally is priced at a very high end, but because uh, this is something that uh, you know we want to offer at a very reasonable price. Currently, this program is being offered at 8K, and I have a capacity of accommodating a very small five. At the max, we have 4 to 5 um, people in one cohort. And if you are interested, you can kind of drop me a DM on LinkedIn, or you can set up a one-on-one call on um, Calendly, and we can get into a discussion, and then we can discuss further on this. Anyone has any questions on this 8-week program, or we can take it now? I have pinged the link for Calendly here as well. Let me know if anyone has any questions on this program, or generally on the topic that we discussed today. Nishant, Ananya, Meda. If anyone has any questions, then you can type in, or I think we are good to go and we'll be meeting in the subsequent sessions. Or any of you would be interested, you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So, thank you, everyone. Can I get some smileys at least in the end, which kind of I ensure that some people are still here, because I saw a lot of people were online earlier, but now I'm not able to, whether it's the platform issue. Can some of you send me some smileys? I just want to ensure that I have you all listening here. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'll be ending for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening and being an amazing audience. Thank you.